life is like a marathon, it's not a sprint. I just finished at Umuzi. This company is like willing to fund the next black gaming studio, because at the time there was literally like 1% of, we wanted to create content that's like out of this world, hence space, like out of space. And then salad is different ingredients coming into one. She looked at our profile, she was like, you guys make games based off social commentary. I have to pay 2 Saturdays for like 3 months, you know. And then we kept winning. Every game we produce, we win. Money's coming in, like you don't have to answer to anyone, you're like having fun. We rock star. It's chai now. Yeah, it's trolls now, but like that was our first competition. It will be in the microwave. I'll be there. Hey, why these? I feel like these are fixed. Like, oh, I saw your email. I thought my assistant had responded. There's so many opportunities, so many jobs that you can fill. Obviously, you know what you're good at and you know what you want. If I die, I die, and you're gonna die anyway. That's the only thing that's guaranteed in life, is death.
Welcome to the Millennials Corner, where most of us are lost in the trends.
Yes, sir. What are you doing, Buffet? So welcome back to another exciting episode of TMC Podcast. On this video, we will be taking a deep dive into the exciting and multifaceted world of game design. But you know I don't have the answers, right? Hence, we have invited somebody who's been pushing the boundaries in the game of game design, creating captivating and meaningful experiences that resonate with people who play their games. I'm talking about the CEO and founder of a game studio called SpaceSalad, right? They are based right here in South Africa, Johannesburg. The man himself. Bafethu, please help me welcome Thabo Tsolo.
Thank you so much, guy.
And again, Bafethu. So great to check.
I am not doing.
Nice things. Thanks so much for honoring the invite.
Thank you for having me.
But before we dive into that, right, I thought it would be worthwhile for me to remind you that TMC is a brainchild of some super cool millennials who love talking about technology, creativity, you know, with a sprinkle of everything else in between. So if you're seeing us for the first time, please do us a solid and hit that subscribe button and let your friends know that you have now kind of like joined the club, right? And if you see us before or you subscribe to the episode, to the channel, thank you so much. That definitely does help keep the magic at TMC alive. But right now, saying let us just, you know, turn the attention to the man himself. What you can do in the meantime, please grab yourself your favorite snack, because you are in for a ride. Jaga. Yeah, that's how we started and check. Yeah, so
nice intro.
So before we start, coming on TMC, we have culture, right? I'm sure if you've watched our previous videos, you've seen it. We play what we call icebreaker.
For sure.
So we have this game that we call underrated or overrated. So this game, Bafethu, is powered by Ray Manitou, and Ray Manitou is a range of Afro-the-Suns, it's French, Afro-the-Suns wine, right? So if you feel that's something that you're into, please make sure that you check up or you scan the QR code on your screen, check their website, you know, and maybe you could find something that really tickles your fancy. So yeah, Njaka, the game, Marage underrated or overrated. How we play it, I give you a term, and then it's overrated or underrated. In just one line, we'll explain why that is. Sweet. Hey. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we kick it?
Yeah, hopefully I don't get judged after this.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But no judge. Some won't. It's just part of life. Okay. I don't know which one we're supposed to start with. Guys, which ones am I starting with? These or these? Right. Okay, cool. Let me pick this. I have here number one, but again, Unreal Engine. Yeah.
Underrated or overrated?
Yep.
Sheesh. I think it's underrated because of the potential.
All right. Reading books.
Underrated.
Do you want to tell me why that is?
Listen, you know, I wasn't always a reader, but I started reading a lot.
Yeah.
In the last 5 years, and a lot. There's just so much that I've learned about myself, and the world through video.
Okay.
No podcast, no offense, but no podcast or anything else that you'd watch will ever put you in that position. So.
Sweet stuff. Physical fitness.
Underrated.
Okay.
I got a lot to say.
So, and then, okay, what's like why do you think that it's underrated?
Because like people always want shortcuts.
Yeah.
And you can't take shortcuts to like looking good or feeling good. The Chinese tea gotta go.
Yes, sir. Social life.
Social life, underrated.
Okay, tell me what.
And these are all personal answers.
Yeah. I mean, this is how you feel. I'm listening to you right now, and then some of the stuff I would object. And
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
But social life, underrated in the sense that you don't know how much you need it until it's gone.
Yeah.
And you start working hard and you don't see your family. Because Sundays for me, it's like Sunday lunch.
Yeah.
But I'm here with you guys, having fun. So, yeah.
Hectic. So we screwed up your Sundays.
I want to go. It'll be in the microwave. I'll be there.
Traveling.
Hey, why these? I feel like these are fixed. I feel like I must just say underrated or because traveling as well, underrated. Like until you've traveled, you'll never know the beauty of traveling and meeting up with other people in different cultures and learning.
Yeah.
When you're stuck in one place, you think that's like the world, and you accept certain things. But like when you travel, you open up your mind and you see that I'm actually not in a bad situation. It could get worse.
See, and LinkedIn.
Yeah, that is hard art. Because I met CZ through LinkedIn. So I'd like to say overrated because, they do really I see a lot of memes where they're like, they employ people 8 hours, 8 minutes, something like that. I shouldn't be correct. Like, in the middle. Is there a middle?
Nah, man, you have to actually pick a start.
Okay. Let me say underrated if you're really into business.
Yeah.
Overrated if you just want to show off abs and stuff, your car and lifestyle. Yeah.
Okay, cool stuff. So, arcade games.
Just like Genesis, bro. Where we started, that's definitely underrated. I think there are still games that are being made today that have the same genre of arcade games that we grew up playing. So
yeah.
That's where we all started. So
the internet.
Overrated. Go outside, guys. Meet people. Go and touch the grass. Go and spend time with people. Like the internet is not life.
Sure. Well, actually, that is the opposite of what the answer I expected, but I do 100% agree with you. Really. Dragon Ball Z.
Sheesh. When you watch other anime, you'll say it's overrated.
Yeah.
Like, they say gateway drugs.
Sure.
Dragon Ball Z is the gateway to anime.
Yeah.
I think it's overrated when you start watching like other anime.
Yeah. Okay, so that's your stance. It's overrated. Candy Crush.
Hey. From somebody that played Candy Crush, that thing is a big deal. But you shouldn't speak bad about other people's work, especially in the same industry.
Yeah.
I don't know. He said there's no middle.
There's no middle.
I'd say it's underrated. Don't say it's underrated.
Why? Okay, I start offending people. What is it? I say, what's your honest stance? If you are, alone in your space, confined, and what would you really say?
I say it's underrated because no other game, or not any other game, but Candy Crush is one of the games that took gaming to that level where you could be commercially successful over such a, people would say an easy game, because match 3 is simple. Our parents play this game, even little kids, so it's cross-generational,
Yeah.
I think it's underrated in the sense that it shows you the potential of way gaming, because it's they made over billions in revenue. Yeah. So it's a big product. And it shows you that something so simple can like be so addictive and make so much.
Amazing. Oh, last one, Blender.
Definitely underrated.
Okay,
It's free, open source, compared to its competitors, when you look at the things that Blender can do, and and it's like got this big community that's backing it, like giving it updates, people working on the product.
Yeah.
It's literally coming close to premium software that you get out there, which is like 100 times, even 1 billion times more expensive than Blender. Blender is free, and you can literally do the same thing on Blender than you would. I don't want to mention the competitors. I don't want to give them free press. Definitely Blender underrated.
Blender or Unreal Engine, like if you had to pick one.
So Blender, Unreal Engine is more for gaming. So yeah, but you can still do like your gaming stuff on Maya and then export it onto Unreal. Well, Unreal is also getting into the animation space, but like I know it for gaming.
Okay.
Yeah. So I haven't used my Blender yet, but Unreal, I'd say, for this conversation.
Good stuff. Boba Fett, this is how we come to the end of our icebreaker. So if you have, any conflicting kind of like ideas, please let us know in the comment section. We like hearing from you. So yeah, Jack, and now that, the ice is officially broken.
Yeah. Put you on the spot.
Yeah. So I think where I actually like to begin conversations like this is basically to understand where you are, mentally, and get a sense of whether or not you are in a space where you say you're living your purpose, right? Someone listen to you with what you're doing currently. Do you feel you're in a place where you'd say you're living a purpose?
100%, yes. 100%, yeah. Do you want me to elaborate?
Yeah, I mean, I would kind of like to understand that what are the things that are kind of like happening that, make you feel that you are in the right place.
So can't really speak on behalf of my partners, but like on a personal level,
yeah,
I am definitely living my purpose on a personal and also like on a career, professional level, in the sense that I've always wanted to like tell stories my whole life. Like I wanted to tell stories, like make up stories. I always had like a wild imagination. Just funny because I only got like a PlayStation when I was in high school, but the whole time I was playing with toys and I would like create stories with my toys and stuff like that. Second one was inspiring other people, like I always want to inspire and motivate as many people as I can with the work that I do, and being in this position where we're one of the only few Black people or people of color that are having a successful Black owned studio in the country. It's like big, and because of us, like a lot of studios are coming up, a lot of studios are looking at us like, yo, it is possible, and we engage with these studios and they're always giving us love, like, yeah, man, because of you guys, we were able to start, because of you guys, we were able to push. So like, to answer your question, like living my purpose, 100%.
Sure.
No doubt.
If you were doing this, like what you doing currently, so like game design, what else? What do you
I'd still be in business. I'd probably be working on another startup or working on another startup. If I went in the corporate sales, corporate led, I'll probably be like executive of a company or something. Because I am competitive.
And it feels like, well, the competitive nature, about you, it kind of like stems from something or maybe someone, right? You speak about yourself being one of many studios, one of the first many studios, especially in South that are Black owned. For you, when you were younger, where do you kind of like draw experience that, well, not even experience, but inspiration that, this is what I see and this is something that I would like to replicate for myself, or this is a world that I would like to create for myself. And so what are the people or the things that kind of like inspire you to develop that perspective?
I think the first person was my father. Like he was there. He was an athlete. He's like a Two Oceans comrades marathon runner. So
Two Oceans is
half marathon, so it's like 45 kilometers.
Yeah.
And Comrade is 95, I think. 95 or 91, something there. Yeah, but it's in the 90s.
Comrade is like 42 times 2 is like...
Yeah. No, it's actually evening. Yeah, I will just confirm. I don't know if you guys have a fact checker, but like, he ran those. I think he ran 18 or 20 of each. You know, we used to go there every year and support it, you know. So he'd always say like life is like a marathon, it's not a sprint. You know, like you might see people running faster than whatever, but like where do they end up? You know, and he always like tell me about how. And the people that he grew up with, where they are now, when even like we visit some of the friends, you know, the comparison was real. It showed me that, you know, you need to like really do what you want. Don't get like sidetracked by like distractions or because like you might start something now because of whatever reason behind you doing it, whether it's like financial or purpose or whatever. But like if you're truly doing what you want, you will go far. And like if you're doing it for clout or things just for now, you know, obviously it's gonna simmer out. So I think he was like the first good example or first person that I saw who like instilled some of the values that I have. And then trauma, the second one. I think we all have trauma, you know, like I think I remember my earliest memory because I've been like dealing with a lot of trauma lately. Teachers, you know, and teachers play such a fundamental role in kids' lives, you know, growing up, you know. I remember I was like in a cross country team because I wanted to be like because we were running long distance, and then this one teacher was like sidelined me in front of everyone, like, nah, you suck basically. You're not as fast as the other guy. So sit bench, let the other guys do their thing. And ever since that day, I'm learning to forgive. Like I'm starting to forgive that teacher and like let go of that trauma. But like ever since then, I've always been like super competitive. Like high school, I was like sportsman of the year back to back, captain for like over 3 sports. That hunger, because I never wanted to be told that, yo, you're not good enough or you can't, you know. So that's where it started. And then I started reading a lot of self-help books. I started watching a lot of like documentaries on like successful people. And I wanted to be, I looked up to, whether it was in tech or doesn't matter where. But like those are like the things that like brought me to this point. Yeah.
I mean, there's quite a lot of things that I'm kind of like interested in you unpicking, especially, you know, in your life break in school, and maybe just to understand things that, you know, you could set that kind of trauma in you. But we'll touch on those.
Sure.
First, let's talk about the world of game design. I think for somebody who's just chilling there at home, they probably didn't play games on their phones or maybe their chances of PlayStation, whatever. How would you explain the kind of what they can do to them in a way that they can understand? Because I'm bringing you to know about game design and thought, they think like they need to make those things. That's you know, the best thing that I can come with. So how as somebody who is it?
Yeah. So I think for me it's like gaming. I'd start by saying gaming is like combining like 3 disciplines. So you're going in visual, so it could be live action, 2D animation or 3D animation. You go into sound. You know, it's like sound design. So from the music to like the sound effects that you hear. And then the last discipline is coding. So that's computer science and programming. And that's what gaming is, combining all those 3 things to tell a story or create like interactive medium that helps, that entertains. And also there's like there's always like an end goal. Like there's always hurdles or challenges that you have to face for you to get to the end goal. Yeah, so that's what I would explain gaming is to like somebody that doesn't know what gaming is. Yeah, it's basically life. Life is like game, you know, there's challenges that you have, and then there's like external influences that you get, you know, because we all have like 5 senses, you know, like you go into something, you have a story as a person, you want to reach your purpose, and then all of these things that come in that like derail you, or they be challenges that come in your way of reaching your goal, and that's like a game.
I guess that makes sense, and it kind of like ties to the person that you say you've always wanting to tell stories, always listening to style, like, creating and communicating it. But I think this also makes me interested in understanding you on a much deeper level, right? So let's check back and tell me a little bit about your upbringing, the kind of school that you went to, Wake.
Yeah, so I'm from the south. My dad's from Atatia, my mom from Eastern Cape. Yeah. You could say that. This mix. And then my mom's from the Vals Bouquet, and then how they met was crazy, but they met.
Was it on Facebook, I guess?
It was Facebook, like I see you in Facebook. But yeah, and then they made us. So I'm like the last born out of 2 older siblings. Yeah, but 2 older sisters. And then, grew up with both my parents. I guess they did their best to give us the life that we lived and that we have. I think they did more than enough to set us up, for where we are right now. It wasn't always easy, but I think they showed me what teamwork looks like. What holding each other and being accountable for each other looks like. I think I learned a lot of human values from them. And then I studied in the south. Like I used to walk to my school, so I went to Forest Hill Primary. I walked to high school as well. So my dad always told me that he manifested this life of like this whole white picket fence life where you just walk, or like what you see in like the movies and stuff. Like everything is just easy, it's accessible. So we kind of lived that life. Went to St. John, I matriculated there. Primary, it was traumatic. Even though I was also an overachiever there, I was more academia than more in sports.
Yeah.
But then I wanted to do sports because I looked up to my dad. I saw what he was doing. I wanted to do what he was doing, but I wasn't going enough. I think my head was too heavy because of like the knowledge or whatever. It's slowing me down. But then high school transition. Now I went like hard into sports. So only towards the end I was more focused on academia, focusing on like fine arts. But that was my thing. I always wanted to create. And my family, like, long line of artists, I don't have anyone famous or whatever, but we all have that creative bone. I learned how to draw from my older sister. She would like teach me how to draw, and then that's what I was doing. I was studying fine arts, history, and life science at high school, and I always wanted to like create. I always wanted to tell stories, and I told you I stopped playing with toys like in high schools, which was kind of slow, but I don't know. It depends on who you're talking to, but I just wanted to tell stories. I always wanted to like create stories that like people can enjoy, the audience can like fully immerse themselves in. So if I wasn't doing gaming, I probably would have been doing like film or animation or some form of storytelling. But I also enjoyed fine art. I paint, I draw. And that's how I also used to tell stories through my drawings and my paintings and what I was going through.
What other sports?
Did touch rugby, I did rugby, sevens. Yeah, but I wasn't like, I was weak, so I'm only started to gain weight now. So rugby, touch rugby, athletics. So I did I didn't do 100 meters, I did a 400, 800, 1.2. I did cross country. I did volleyball, I did whatever, and I did them all, and I made sure I conquered, unless I was distracted or anything.
So another thing that I kind of find fascinating about your story is that you say you're the last born, right? Yeah, and in the last born, you were used to be baby.
For sure.
Okay, you labeled or being basically, and I would say for somebody who grew up, in that kind of like environment, how do you cultivate that spirit of going out there and getting things for myself or writing for myself, like becoming an entrepreneur in the very early gene.
Yeah.
Right. And it's as somebody in the world of us, for the most of your upbringing, you were very much dependent. It is not your sisters who are ordered to marry.
For sure.
So now you get into the world super lonely. What are the things that kind of like hold you up to say, you know, I didn't you on the right path? You are going to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that it obviously like felt very uncomfortable because it's showing up something that you used to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, what are the things that really like that kept you going?
Yeah, it was definitely at first my family, you know, because again, last one has its own perks because, you know, they tried, your parents have tried with the first two, it's like making them do what they want and then they failed and now they were like, I leave this one, let's see what he does. No. So I was left to my own devices. I was like given independence from a very young age, you know, so I could like explore and know what I want, you know, and like focus on that. But they've always been like the backbone of like my success. Starting out, I was like a shark, you know, for lack of a better. It was always about me because that was like all the glory because I didn't want anyone to like say, hey, you can't do something. For me, that's just all about me. And then when I transitioned into starting a business with my co-founders, then it all changed. Now I get like support from them, and, you know, like I get like all that because we're all going through the same thing, you know. Go like we have sessions where we open up and we talk about like the things that we face, you know, like the things that we struggle with on a personal level and also on a business level, because those two are like linked. You know, once you go into like the entrepreneurial space, you understand that it's not like a 9 to 5 where you switch off. As soon as you switch off, the business dies. So you could literally, like last night, my friend was having a birthday party. My business partner was sending receipts to our accountant to make sure that bookkeeping young Tyler, so, you know, and just like mid-group.
And at that time, you hear people say, I want to start my own business.
You know, yeah, you know, like this, you, and the thing is also like with cash flow and things like that, like 9 to 5 is so much better because you save, you know that, you know where your money's coming in. Like I said, when we stop working, it's chai, you know, like where we gonna get the money on top.
Now you're like, it's like there's 3 months, you're holding the next 3 months,
you know, living in your car. Yeah, so, but I think those people have been like my family, my close friends, my business partners. Those are the people that have been like supporting me throughout this journey, especially as like now being the CEO. It's like, it's really hard because you face so much. Like dealing with people is not easy, you know, and like you get those things, you know, like I mentioned in primary, they told me I'm not good enough. You still get people where I've done all of this, or we've done all of this as a business, and they still like, you're not good enough because you're black, you know, or you're not good enough because, you know, you don't have X amount of revenue in your account, even though we've won competitions internationally, locally, we've showcased our work at like galleries all over the world, outside of even the gaming space, you know. So it's like, you always get that, but at least they're there to support, you know, and like show you. And also like the people that we inspire. I think that's also another thing, because sometimes the whole team is down, you know. Sometimes your family doesn't even know what you're going through. They kind of like console you. But then you meet like some young kid, you know, you maybe going to Brown or whatever, you at somewhere, and then they recognize it. They're like, yo, man, he's this guy, man. Like, I love your work. I love playing. And then mention your catalog. And I'm like, I never did this to be famous, but like just having that recognition from some random kid that I'll never maybe meet again.
It kind of gives you that boost, you know what?
Yeah, you know, yeah.
Man, that's so dope. So you studied or at an city,
yeah.
Yeah, what did you study?
Animation and game design. Yeah.
You, like everything that you applied in yourself, did you then help it?
Yes and no. So yeah.
Okay, actually, like just help me understand that. Like post high school journey.
Yeah. So like, I literally started working on a computer when I was like in college. I never worked on a computer. Like I was slow with the tech stuff. I was more of like hands, like I paint, I'll draw, I tell stories, I'll write, you know. phone I got it late as well, like high school. Not to say that my parents didn't afford or not, they didn't have like the means to do it. It's just they had like a vision for how they wanted us to grow up. Yeah, they didn't want us to be like this. Even like spending money, I never got spending money in my whole school career, not even in high school. They'll give us like a lump sum when we get our reports, and that's like 500 rand. It was a lot back. I can't even say. I sound old, but it was a lot back then. So like we were left to our own devices, but like lunch, we had like the best lunch, like healthy. My mom went all out. Like you get your apple, your banana, your sandwich. I want, yeah, it was like that. It was like everything, something new every time, like maybe a little notes, ning, but like grew up like that. So first time I used the computer was in like college, and I was like behind because now everyone is like on another level. Everyone that was in my class would use the computer, or they were in that, it's also college is crazy because you literally out of high school, you're in class with like a 30-year-old, and the gap is crazy. So what I'll do is, I knew that I wasn't the best, but I'd like get lessons from my classmates, like buy them lunch or make them lunch, and then they'll teach me, and I'll like progress from that. But like I learned a lot of like the hard, like the creative stuff. So using like the software in college. But then when I got into business, like that's how I actually met you. When you're doing the comedy skits back at Chisanyama, when Chisanyama was a thing, I used to like after class. Yeah, but like, because I wasn't good in class, I was like an average student, but I knew how to like create a team. So after class, I'd go out and I'd go and hustle. I'd go to all of these places because I was also my first time in town, first time using public transport because my dad or my mom would pick us up, drop us off, It's very closed off, tight family, but like I'd maximize that opportunity. So after class, I'd go and hustle, talk to the manager at Chisanyama. They're having a comedy special. Okay, let me use my skills, create a poster. I even have the poster with you and Chica Joy. I still got it. I don't know. I'll send it to you guys so you can see it. Yeah, but I started using those software skills into getting business for myself, and I started hustling. I started making money from there, and I'd work with some of my classmates. The ones that I saw were the best. I'd be like, yo, there's this gig. Let's create, Yeah, actually one of them is now my business partner, one of the guys that I used to work with. Yeah, so that's how I...
So you learned Oski, which is like really great, but let's actually talk about like speaking as for somebody who probably does not have the money to learn on, maybe today and like the best trades to afford them bursary. Are there any avenues that they can kind of like leverage and buy to do that?
Yeah. There's a point where we couldn't afford, or I couldn't afford to pay. So I used to duck, when you have to come to the gate, you have to present your access card. I'll be like ducking and diving, sneaking in so I can go to class, and I know like how that feels, like not being able to pay for your fees or whatever. But like, nice thing is the internet has like, and I know I said it's underrated, but like, sorry, it's overrated. But like, yeah, I said it was overrated, but like the internet is good for those things. Like if you're trying to learn, like there's so many tutorials online on YouTube that you can find that could teach you about the industry. I know a lot of developers that are self-taught that are working in that route where they're still killing it. They also want to come up. There's a lot of people that have just like self-taught based off of the internet. So that's one way of doing it. And also going out. Like going. I know it's not easy, especially if you like locked in somewhere that's remote, but like stick with people that are doing what you want to do, or follow up on those people because they're always going to put something out there. And that's how I also like got in contact with some of the people that I used to look up to, and I ended up becoming my peers. It's like I used to follow them and then they'll post like, here's this event. And then you go there and you find them there and you have a conversation. You tell them like, yo, man, this is what I want to do, and then they can advise you. If like you don't have like constant internet or Wi-Fi where you can like watch an hour-long tutorial, 30 minutes.
And it feels like you were surrounded by people who who were getting the people who are like influencing positive, and so it's like, where they got nice, helping the peer pressure and stuff like this, but peer pressure is not always negative.
Yeah.
So you can find it, sometimes the pressure that you get from the peers actually positive and the shot, to go forward, right? But like I think it was really further about the fact that you are an average of the 5 people who spend most of your time, right? So would you say, like, during that time, the people that you surrounded yourself have had like a role to play in your fucking life and how far you got to advancing?
Yeah, definitely. I think with some of them, I don't think I would have been here because some of them were there in the pivotal moments, where I felt like, okay, maybe I should get a job. Maybe I should have stayed at my last job. So yeah, I think, and that's the thing about, like, as people, as human beings, we all go through stuff, but we act like we don't. We like to. And even with us, like, when you look at our company, you look at our social media, we look like we have it all figured out. We look like we just keep winning. I just close my eyes and hit something and it like blows up. But what you don't see behind the scenes is like what really matters. And that's like the people that you surround yourself with, because you get people that like don't like you because they just don't like you.
Yeah.
Or maybe
you have never even engaged with them. Just like.
Yeah, and it's okay, it's okay, but like there also are other people that like are fighting battles that you don't even see behind the door that want you to succeed, and you always have to look. And when I pray, I always thank God for both of them. Thank God for the haters and thank God for the people that are also supporting me, because without the haters, I wouldn't appreciate the people that are supporting me. So I think, if I could list them all, I would, but I think it wouldn't be, I don't think we'll have enough time. and like, there's a lot of people that have like, from the beginning, that have supported me, that have like opened up doors, that have like been like, yo, man, listen to this kid, this kid got like some sauce or whatever, so, yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. I kind of resonate very much with the fact that what happened behind the scenes is a mix, right? And what you see, like on society, it's just like that result of the work that happens behind the scenes. I think it also reminds me of Ray Daniels. Is it Ray Daniels or Gary? I think it's Gary. Keeps it a lot. People liking to compare themselves. They are behind the scenes with other people's highlights. Right? And social media is also like so much.
For sure.
You see social media, you see people winning. You think you should also maybe ask yourself, and especially like you're not doing something right because it's behind the scenes. They're so terrible, and I think that was like a very important point to weigh on, just to say that we need to normalize not comparing our behind the scenes highlights, because if you see it on socials or if you see it online, whatever, it's bad.
No.
But whatever happens behind the scenes, fucking mess. Yeah. And you decide for it. Also part of business, knowing how tough life is. Having been through all this, it came out on how did it protected somebody. He decided, right now I cannot go on and the vibes, man, the space habit. How does this idea come about?
Starting the business or
starting the business.
So it's a crazy story. So how it started is I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. That's why when you ask me what would I be doing, like for me, the last thing I ever see myself doing is like working for somebody else. And if I do that, I'm gonna make sure that I'm like the best, like executive, or I wanna be the shark, like the guy that if I'm going, the company's gonna die type thing, But like, yeah, like I throw my weight around. No one's gonna tell me anything type beat. So I just finished at Bumuzi, so I was part of the program there, and then I was placed into another company to work there for my internship. And then while I was doing my internship, I got a call from one of my old classmates, or my cousin actually. He was like, yo, man, there's this opportunity that I got, and you don't want to miss this one. You know, he was like, Dimpo. I don't know if you guys know him, but like, yo, he's like, yo, man, Dimpo, yeah, like that guy that's like in the car, he does those skits, and he's like, you don't want to miss this one. He's like loud, but anyway, it was a joke. I guess I'm not that funny, but but yeah. So he was like hyping me up, like, yo, bro, come through. It's the opportunity of a lifetime. They're making games, and I know you studied games, and this company is like looking for like it's willing to fund the next black gaming studio, because at the time there was literally like 1% of black gaming studios or black-owned gaming studios in the world. Now there's like 4. Yeah, you know.
Now there's 4, you one of it.
Yeah, like it does, and this was in 2018, you know, and they were like looking to bridge the gap, you know, because it's still a white male-dominated industry, you know. So they were like, yeah, they're looking to fund a company, and if I'm interested, here's the team and blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, let me look at it. I met up with the team, met up with the guys that are funding this whole thing. I was like, okay, there's an opportunity here. You know, they're gonna pay us to learn as well as create this company. You know, so I was like, okay, that's dope. Yes, I'm gonna take a big pay cut. You know, I wanna earn less than what I'm earning right now in this internship. I wanna earn even less because the internship was also promising me a contract. You know, I'm gonna get permanent, and I was gonna get an increase. So I was like, well,
you're gonna take a pay cut and add on.
You know, yeah, there at least I work 9 to 5, and it's also like it's dope because I'm meeting celebrities. It's nice, you know, like the work environment is nice. You know, I'm like, it feels like a family more than a work, you know. But still, I have to answer to somebody, you know. And then I was like, okay, let me leave this place, and then I go start SpaceSalad. And then how the name came about was, it was different creatives, different industries, different disciplines, sort of sound, film, television, branding, poetry, multimedia, a bunch of dudes that came together as like different, because we couldn't find like at the time enough black people to fill the roles of game design. I was like the only one at the time, you know. And then we came together and we're like, we wanted to create content that's like out of this world, hence space, like out of space. And then salad is different ingredients coming into one. Yeah, so those are like the different discipline. Yeah, and then that's how the company was started. And the main reason, which came to us when we started, because it was like a mix, it was a mess. If I'm being honest, it was like a high pressure situation. Everyone that was doing this thing, including the funders, no one knew what they were doing, you know. So you can only imagine. But you know, in high pressure situations, diamonds are formed, and I think that's like the case with us. We started out at 7, and then we went to 5, and then the 5 that you see, some of them are from the original 7, some are from the new cohort, you know. And then so we started just building this thing again, you know. After the incubation finished, we're broke, we didn't have anything. I think we started with like 15,000 that we won, you know. And then we bought tables, and then we paid ourselves like money for the next 3 months. So you can only imagine like how much we left with. And I have to pay 2 Saturdays for like 3 months, you know. So we took that prize money, and we were like, okay, what do we do? And we started figuring out, like, we're making games, we're creating a specific type of game, and we didn't know at the time. Like I said, it just came to us, and then we kept winning. Every game we produce, we win, you know. And we wouldn't just win game competition. Money's coming in, not a lot, but enough to sustain us, enough to buy us beers, you know, like celebrate, you know, like it was fun. I won't lie. And that's how they like, and all of our mentors used to tell us, like, you guys need to enjoy this moment, because once the money comes, it's going to change, you know. Like, you don't have to answer to anyone. You're like having fun. We're creating, we're having like, we rock stars. We show up. We take over, you know. People, there's this angelic thing that I like listening to. It's like Foster, you know, like when you walk in the building and the people are like, Nas lives, you know. That's like, that was us, where people will hate on us or our peers, and then the head or whatever of the company would call us up, you know, and be like, yo, I want to work with these guys. You know, like, that's how dope we were. We didn't even have to like brag or flex, but yeah, you know. And so it was like that. And we were just having fun and building these types of games. And then one time we were like at one of our games night, and then we met up with some friend of ours, and she was like, what do you guys do specifically? And we're like, we don't know. We're still looking for like our niche. We just make games right now, but we don't know what it is. And she looked at our profile. She was like, you guys make games based off social commentary. And, you know, you guys build games that have a message. All of your games have like a specific message, or you tackling a specific issue. And it brought us back to like, oh, actually, that's what we do. You know, because we love games, you know, my business partners have played games, you know, they all love playing games, you know, I think some more than others. And then we also have like this, because of how we were created, you know, we wanted to, because we were created under circumstances where we didn't exist, or there was no place for us as like Black developers, you know, we had so we had something to prove, you know. So it's like, how do we make games that are fun, but also have a message? You know, how do we make games that create value and impact in the players' lives and also the communities that they serve? You know, while you know what I'm saying. So playing our game, the world levels up basically. You know, and that's what we did. And I think ever since then we've never looked back. And you can see our games, like they're like.
Let's guide your business happiness.
Okay, so we have the Tabi Koma or Tabi. He's our lead developer, so he joined us late as well. He had to go and study in the States because there was no opportunities this side at the time. So we literally came back, and he was looking for a job, and we were like, come through. Gave him a task to do, and he did it in like a day. And the guy we were working with at the time, it took him like almost a year, and we were still not getting it right. You see, so we fired that guy. You know?
You fired him.
Yeah, okay, we didn't fire him. We just told him, don't come to work tomorrow. But anyway, you know, we're running a business. You have to be also like, you know, you have to be cutthroat about it. We have Neo, who I studied with in City Varsity. And he's like a sick-ass 2D artist, animator. He was one of those guys where he wouldn't come to class for the whole month and he'll still get high marks because that's how talented he was. I used to work with him when I was like hustling back in the day in Brown. And then we have Wandy, who's our sound designer. He does all the music in our game, all our music. Like, he's also a DJ. He's also a good sound designer. I studied with him in high school. And then we have Minentle, who's also a sound designer, but he's now doing our business admin for bookkeeping, everything else. Yeah, so that's like Kung Fu Panda. They call it the Furious Five.
Yes.
Yeah, that's our team makeup right now.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, King. So, SpaceSalad, been there, done it, collected accolades. You took me through the awards that you have played.
Yeah. I think there's a lot, so I can't go through the whole list, but I think I can let you know like the favorite. Yeah. It's too much. Even this year, maybe, because we also stopped a bit because we were like, the awards are also starting to like distract us a bit because we also running a business. We have to make money, you know. Like, all the glory is nice, but you know, you still gotta pay bills. But I think the best one, or one of the biggest highlight, is the Comic-Con Africa Award, which was like the first game that we did and the first competition that we were actually in. Yeah. And we're competing against like, I think, 9 other African countries, and you had to vote for your favorite game. And we won.
So this is the biggest competition in Africa.
It's China. Yeah, it's closed now, but like that was our first competition. Yeah, first international competition, you know. We were competing with other African countries. Yeah, we won like by a landslide, you know, which is dope because people were voting, you know, so it's like public. And then it was like the highlight. And also because how the incubation was so highly pressured, you know, like it was so tough, and they didn't even want us to produce or publish the game at the time, you know. We went ahead and we won. Everyone started like coming to the party after that. So it just changed everyone's perspective. I think not necessarily the award is what was dope, but like how it just changed everyone's perspective of us as a company. You know, when those kids that are messing up were like a serious business. So that's like one of them. I think we also do showcases. So I think one of our biggest one was, and we're also big in Asia. So our biggest one was, why am I forgetting the name now? Indie Live Expo, which is like in Asia, mostly in Japan and China. They love us. We were promoting one of our games called Hot Bunz, which is about the origins of twerking. So yeah, and it's out actually right now. And they were like going crazy. They called it Hot Bunz. Yeah. So that's like our highlights by the showcases. Also Steam Next Fest, that's when we were starting like to go into like international territory, like overseas. Yeah. No, I hear people saying when you go into Africa, it's not overseas, but that was like our first one. We were like, okay, now we're blowing up, Even like showcasing our work at the Johann Rupert Art Museum in Stellenbosch. We were like the first company to showcase a game, We went to the Dutch Design Week in Amsterdam. We competed amongst other startups that do like renewable energy and like fighting climate change, like companies that are serious, like be there with games, And yeah, we made it to like top 15 startup of the year. This was with Total Energies or Total, that's how they say it. Yeah, so like we transcended beyond the gaming industry. We started going to like different disciplines or different industries because there was no one who was looking at us or funding us at the time. Yeah, the industry was still small.
So like with these awards, do they come with money?
Yeah,
make your business.
For sure. Yeah, they did, and most of them were like international. So when you convert, like we pray that Zuma shows up so that the red can go down. Like when the red is pop, we celebrate because which is unfortunate, but like we don't have any other choice.
Yeah, we're on the same boat, looking for an international cup.
Yeah,
that they celebrate.
Like, come on, do something,
Yeah, you spoke about the having, big bones. I think for some people watching this video, they probably don't know who is Buttopians. Maybe just give us like a little background about who to give them your experiences.
Okay. I never prepared for this. I don't I don't sort of want to butcher what they do, but what I know from my understanding is like you get paid to learn, in some platforms. They can you guys can check out their website and stuff. I don't think I'll do it's been a while. I don't think I'll do justice. And I also don't know what they're doing now because they've expanded now. I see they growing. But they pay you to learn and then they plug you into different companies once you're done with that internship. Yeah, so I think for me, because at the time, like I said, my parents couldn't afford to pay for my school fees at the time, and I was stuck in it diving and I was under pressure because I'm I don't want to sit at home or, they've been sending a lot of posts about being a traffic cop, and obviously I don't have anything against that, but I didn't want to do that, and I went to Muzi and then, yeah, they plugged me, they taught me a lot, I made a lot of connections as well at the time. So yeah.
High level, kind of curious to understand the process of deal. Maybe somebody is out there frustrated, jumping in. What would you kind of compare courses to do like that, like the process of game development? I do get that, area it's looking kind of tools that kind of if I did I shouldn't do with the actual
So it differs from studio to studio, but I can give you our high level view of how we make our games. So it's either we in a game jam, so a game jam is like a hackathon but for games, yeah. So we get we put ourselves in one or we attend one and there's a theme. So let's say the theme is let's say it's about, I'll give you, for example, our game. Let's say it's about animal conservation, animal rights, saving the planet or saving endangered species, make a game about that theme. And then we'll be okay, cool. We'll look at references of games that we like playing or enjoy playing. That's the first. You can't make a game that you don't like playing. Then you fully yourself. It'll never work. So we look at like references, and then we look at what specifically do you want to talk about in the game or in the topic. What do we want to connect the theme with, And for us, we created a game called Horny, which is about rhino poaching. So it's like horn and knee, like, Afrikaans word for no. Yeah, so it's like...
My mind just went to like... because you can create purely game support, right?
Yeah, but...
Yeah,
We're not there yet. Maybe in the next 10 years. Yeah. But yeah, so it's essentially about a rhino that doesn't have a horn, hence the name. And what this rhino does, it's got like these superpowers where it can like jump and like beat all of these rhino poachers. And you're saving your endangered species. So we're teaching you about like what animals are being like extinct or are endangered or on the endangered species list. Teaching you about this rhino that's going on this journey, of like saving its, because like rhinos are almost extinct. I don't have the numbers right now, but like it's really bad, like in the hundreds. Yeah, so you're learning about why they're being extinct, and you playing this game with like a super powered rhino where you can like have like attachments and you can like fight these poachers. So that's how we would like create the game.
Do you think perhaps if we didn't put a price tag on a specific thing that, like in nature,
for sure,
if we didn't put a price tag in nature, this would do a better job kind of like considering the time?
It's a loaded question, because it's not only a price tag, but it's also like a lot of people, it's like a spiritual thing, like it's a lot of people have a lot of beliefs associated with like these animals. Some is also like a statement, like this is where the price tag comes in, sort of wearing a mink or fur coat, people want to look good for the gram, like I just think it's like the human condition, of trying to be unique and not being satisfied or being content, and that's something that I'm working on myself, on this new journey that I want, but like I don't think it's necessarily about the price tag. It's just about people understanding what they want and being content with like certain things, because unless I can make like, like rats right now, we all hate rats, but like if somebody who's influential comes in, it's like, wear rat's coat or let's eat rat soup, it's gonna make you last longer in certain cases. People wanna start, I'm told.
I think the next question that I wanted to ask it's around is that Peter is a big name that ends that, especially when it comes to like your any
political cartoon,
caricature, illustration. So I would say, he weighed in among like politics, and he's like taking jabs on a lot of politics over the years. He was very big also during the time of they decided, I think they had like a human beings.
I'm not sure what they was on a lot of, I think at the time, at some point, they were like on like 8 different publications. He was there.
So I mean, like, we had a baby channel when you collaborated with a planning to do a game called
Point of Order.
So how does that come about? And in your mind, knowing how big the bureau is, or did you even have an idea how big you are at that point? But like, how did it come about, and what kind of like impact did it have on doing the studio the whole year?
Okay, so with Zapiro, like working with him has always been like a dream of mine, because I've always been a fan, like I've always looked up to him, like even in high school, when I stood at St. John. I don't know if they still have my cartoons, but I used to draw my teachers. Like in that style, I'll illustrate like whatever that was happening at the time in our school, Some were liked, some weren't liked so much, but I've always wanted to do that. To the point where I even like had my first, I drew a cartoon for the Daily Maverick newspaper. I was still in high school. So like I've always wanted to do that. So
it featured in the bin.
Yeah, you can check it under the Casualties of Cola article.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that was like my first big cartoon game or whatever. And then, yeah, so I was telling my team, I'm like, because now we found that this is what we do. It's like social comments. We make games that have an impact on the world and the player's life. So how do we gamify something like that? Like, because physical newspapers are dying, everyone's going digital. So is there a way to keep these cartoons up with the times? Or like, how do we make them better than what they are? Because obviously you can still have the cartoons on the online newspaper shop. So how do we gamify that experience because the whole point of these political cartoons is to give people, whether literate or not, an understanding or an idea of what's happening in politics, So how do we gamify that concept? So we created the game Pooh Weekly, which is an acronym for point of order of what they say in parliament, And we how do we gamify that aspect, and also what the politicians are and what they mean to society, and also get players to empathize with the politicians, and also get the youth interested in voting again, because we literally released the demo before the election. Yeah. So yeah, we worked on the concept at first. It was like 3 years ago. And when we worked on it, was it 3 years or 4 years ago?
Yeah.
And then we took the demo to Comic-Con. And you should have seen, bro, like, especially from the Afrikaans guys. Yeah, like, yo, where can we get this? This is on Xbox, So we're like, okay, there's something here. So let's put it aside and we'll work on it again when the opportunity comes. And then fast forward to 2024 elections, we worked on it again. And that time at Comic-Con, I had sent my first email to Zapio. Like, yo, bro, like, I really like your work. I'm a fan. Yeah, I'd love for us to collaborate on something. And then I emailed him like a few times, and then the trail was cold. He never got back to me. Sharp. I'm like, okay, it's fine. The seed is planted. We'll continue. I'm not going to beat myself up, at least hopefully so. I don't know what happened, Then fast forward to now, beginning of the day, because I follow his page. He was doing a book signing for his latest magazine, and I saw he was going to be at Rosebank, and I'm like, here's my chance to ask him, why don't you respond, Then I get there. I have my old comics, even my yearbook, because my cartoons were featured in the yearbook. And I was like there waiting in line. I bought the copy, and I was there, and I'm like, yo, man, this is my work. Please sign my book, And I asked him, like, have you seen my emails? I've been sending that. What email? Like, yo, when I asked to collaborate with you a while back, he's like, oh, I saw your email. I thought my assistant had responded, I wanted to work with you guys, like, it was dope. Like, yeah, man, like, I really like what you guys do. I just don't know the industry like that, but I'm hoping that when we can collaborate, we can.
He wasn't telling the truth that, I thought I responded.
Yeah.
The thing is, one thing that most creators don't understand is they ask for favors without first thinking about what can I give to this person
For sure.
That I'm asking for.
The value.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that was like another news that can soften him up, listening to you.
For sure.
We have come, we have supported him, and then now he feels that kind of obligated. When and they feel bad.
Yeah.
This guy just supported me.
For sure.
So they have end my time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's like one way to get through to people.
For sure.
Like to work. Or copies instead of like just getting people laughing deep.
For sure. They don't have to, especially a person that's accomplished as a builder. Like he's a knight, like he's, when they knight you.
Sure.
Yeah, like he's that big, like, so working with a studio like us, but I never took it that way when he never replied. I never thought that this guy, he looks down on us. And then yeah, he's like, okay, guys, I'm flying out tomorrow or whenever. Let's link up. I'll invite you guys over to my place or my studio, and then we can talk more about this concept. And then we went down to Cape Town for Africa Games Week.
Yeah.
And Playtopia, which are like two of the biggest gaming festivals in the country. Maybe on the continent. I stand corrected. But yeah, then we flew down to Cape Town, linked up with him at his place. And we're just talking, we're showing us. Hey, I don't even want to reveal the location, but it's nice. It's nice. I'm like, and he drives such a beat up car. But I'm like, that's what happens when you're a millionaire or like when you're making that kind of money, you know? Like you don't jump beats or confuse the enemy. But like they were chilling, we hung out the whole duration of when I was in Cape Town. He also invited me to the Daily Maverick thing. And then we were just talking about like, he was just giving us pointers because we were collaborating with him. He was coming in as like a creative director and also showing us like how, like what he, like how he tells or like what he's looking for in his cartoons when he designed his cartoon, like the attitude, the messaging and all of that stuff. So and when you see our games, like we tackling an issue about load shedding, and then the two policies that the player can pick from is, do we continue with like mining coal and generating electricity from that, or do we go in the solar route? And there's a 2D beat 'em up president simulator where you play as your favorite political leader. So we have the top 3 right now, but like what might happen with the election, MK took over. But like you pick one of your favorite political leaders, and then you play president, and then you pick which policy you would like to implement. And in the policy, you have like these bad guys or these challenges in your way that you have to overcome for you to win, save the country. And yeah, we have the demo out right now. You can play it on our website. We're going to launch it soon on the Play Store.
On SpaceSalad.com.
Yeah, SpaceSaladStudios.com. Yeah, and yeah, it will be on the App Store, all the app stores before the end of the month. Whenever you watch this podcast, it will definitely be on. And yeah, we want to make it bigger where it'll be a coalition. So it's inspired by Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. I don't know if you played that game. Or Mustaf. Yeah. So it's like that where now you have a coalition or the GNU and you play as like your set, and it'll be like online. So that's what we're working towards. And we're looking at also including international politics as well, where you can play as Donald Trump, Boris Johnson, whoever. And then we discuss some of these political issues that are facing that country. And yeah, that's like essentially we want to gamify that whole political lesson.
Yeah, we feel like, with developing these concepts, there's like a lot that goes in, and you need to be well aware in terms of like why have them that space. Otherwise, you're gonna get people come for you.
For sure.
Are you concerned about that when you like decide to address a certain issue with your games? Are you concerned about being gone, or maybe not being fake shipping thing, correct?
They come after us, then we know we've made it. Because no one's gonna come after you if you don't like. They can't gain anything, Like, so I like for me, I used to be scared of that, but then I realized that we work so hard to be in this place, and now we don't like be here now, and we don't like we were having a conversation with the team the other day. It's like we kind of. The higher you go, you kind of lose who you are, because now everyone is influencing, telling you what to do or telling you how to run the business, and you haven't even had time to like look at, okay, are we still doing what we're doing, Like, are we still working on games? Are we gamifying? Are we doing social comments again? Like recently we just got an investor, and like that changed, that changed like the whole climate, that we invested by AOS Creative Technology, they're based in Clearwater, and they've been like supporting us. They're just like us. I think that's like the best thing, is working with an investor that believes in your vision and is willing to put down money. We worked with so many people and in the past, and they always saw value, but they never took that extra step. So these guys have like really like backed us out. And again, now we have somebody to be accountable to, because they gave us like some funding, and we have to like also put our business in a position where it's like profitable, like
Now
it's no line of fun. Fun gains are quite, an emphasis on the money, so it's really important. But it's growth, grateful for the opportunity.
Speaking about the money, for somebody who wants to get into the game space, which state is money and how much can they expect to make?
I wouldn't tell anyone that wants to make money overnight to go into gaming. It's been 5 years and you only started making money on the 5th year. So it tells you that it's not easy. I'm not going to go into the figures, but like and just like with any other industry, you have your outliers. You are able to make a lot of money in the gaming industry. Like there's games like Power World where it made over 200 million in its first week or something like that. Here's dollars, maybe even more. So
it's full of what can you
billion, so you can definitely make money, especially if the game is fun and you've set up a nice revenue stream and a business model. But you can also like flop and you hate your life because nothing is coming together. You're making games that you only enjoy and no one else plays, or you don't have the marketing power to push your games out there. So like depends on like what you want to do. But if you want to use gaming as like get rich quick scheme, like you're better off doing something else. Yeah, I think you earn more being a security guard in the gaming when you're starting out. But like once you obviously the business matures, and like with anything with time, once you make it, and you'll see signs. You might not see it now, but
like now we live in a different world, and it's a different world because there's this phenomenon of AI that everybody's kind of like catching on to, right? Not like AI has always been, but it feels like right now we just entered into at a time where it's on heavy lines, and it's like people are kind of like becoming aware of it, or maybe how easily accessible it is, or maybe because this is like a new phase of AI. But AI is changing the game or solving problems. For the work that you guys do, how has it been affected?
Yeah, I think AI is really powerful. I was like a late adopter of AI again because I'm very hesitant. Like for me, I don't move until because I don't want to look back and be like, man, told me. A guy said I must go into AI. Now me inside now is challenging. Like I really want to like take time, like do my research, or just see everyone else do it, and see what happens. So I think it's really powerful. It hasn't really impacted our industry like that because also like with gamers, it's like really you're dealing with like a very specific target market. Like gaming, the gamers are like, like these people really support, like, and they can like make you or break you. So they haven't like the community hasn't like responded to AI made games as of yet, but not to say that aren't games being made out of AI, but like there's also different AI tools that you can use as well, but where we are right now with AI, it's not like, it doesn't give you that distinction. Like you can definitely see, especially with a trained eye, or you make enough games to see that, okay, now this has been used by AI, because the style is going to be like more or less the same, but we use it like on like different like different points. Like we use ChatGPT for like typing out things or like formulating things. That helps like speed up the process. But in terms of like designing, we still keep it like organic, because there's a certain like we haven't gotten to that point yet where AI is like better than my artists now, but he also sees like, in the next 5 years, maybe even less, we'll get to a point where it's going to change how games are being made and who's making games, and it's going to open up the industry, which is a good thing. I don't see it as a threat. I don't see it as taking money away from me or anything like that. And I think that's like the approach our company has had for the longest time. Yes, we win competition, we compete, but like once you realize that it's not about competing, it's just about doing what you're good at, then you don't have to compete, So don't worry, use it, and don't worry that it's gonna take your job. If you worry that it's gonna take your job, which means you're not growing as a creator, So
So somebody who thinks of jumping into the space, what advice would you give them? What information in regards to the skills that they need to, hone them, or they kind of think that they should avoid if they want to be successful in this?
I'd always say, and it's like for anything you want to do, just jump, just go for it. Like you never know. You never know. And if I die, I die, and you're gonna die anyway. That's the only thing that's guaranteed in life is death. So like I would always say, go for it. You learn on your journey. One of the guys that you're working with, his T-shirt says, "Happiness is a journey, not a destination." That's essentially what it is. It's like if you don't go for it, who's gonna go for you? Like your mom can't do it, nobody can. So if anyone is interested in going in the industry and they really want to do it, don't do it because now I said it or because it's the hardest thing that's trending. Because also social media is I think those are other like the negatives of it because you compare. I'm like, I see you doing a podcast now. I'm like, maybe I must also do a podcast. And no, do it if you really want to do it and you're passionate about it. Then you'll never fail. Then you've already done like 50%. Because that's what you wanted to do. No one told you to do it. Whether you're rich or broke, you're going to still maintain that charisma and positivity to keep pushing, throughout the challenges. Second thing I'd say is once you decided to do it, then your mind will be open up to opportunities. So opportunities meaning that you do your research, you follow guys like SpaceSalad Studios or other gaming companies, you look up where do they hang out, you follow like any mutual relationships, like you kind of do some stalking or research rather, like find out like where do these guys hang out, where are they next events, then you go to these events and it's like the third step. It's like now you engage with these people, where you have like one-on-ones with them and then they tell you, okay, what do you want to do? Okay, this is the skill. Because with gaming, the nice thing is, and that's what's been happening right now, there's been a shift with like, especially with the government, where we're trying to get more government support because it's such a big industry. There's potential to create a lot of jobs because it's not just, I mentioned the three, like art, code, and sound, but even those, there's like branches because our designer can't do everything in the art space. So we might need a storyboard artist. There might be someone who animates, or that's VFX animation, and that goes with everyone else. We also need someone who's an accountant who does things in finance. There's like so many opportunities. A writer, copywriter, script writer. There's so many opportunities, so many jobs that you can fill within the game industry. So I wouldn't say it's limited. Obviously, you know what you're good at and you know what you want. But if that's something that you can plug into the gaming, and like how we started as well, we started out as like different creators going into the gaming space, and look where we ended up. So I'm not saying that that's the formula, but with the gaming, it's so diverse, it's so big. It's not limited to you have to know how to code only. If you can't code, find somebody who can code or learn how to code. But if that's something you're not interested in, you can still also be the CEO. Yeah, do something else.
So, Bafetu, this is the integration when we talk to the end of episode 4 TAC podcast with Thabo Tsolo. I mean, it doesn't mean that I went for these. At least you really feel passionate about anything at all. You don't necessarily need to see the destination, but final point, or see the goal or the summit of the mountain. Just start climbing. Like he said, but it just dive in, man. Job. You never know what happens. Like all we get is from the day if you know that you be true to yourself and you're doing something that you like, you enjoy, or nobody convinced you to go into that thing, then you will have that courage, to build, get it, to build what it takes for you to do coding, whether challenging, whether, you feel like you want to own it, but there will already be something that kind of like brings you. So yeah, in the comment section, please do let us know what it is that you learned from this episode. I almost forgot that. The crew, when I made this thing already, guess I was the host of Austin and one Austin before. So this is your turn to ask me a question, just one question. No, but
I probably asked you this question before, but I want to ask you again because of the platform we're on right now. Like, why did you leave comedy?
Man, even when I got into comedy, it was, I think, the environment. I became friends with Tulani Kabati at that time. Tulani Kabati was a comedian, and I kind of liked it. I started watching a lot of comedy, and I thought, maybe I could do this. And Tulani convinced me that maybe you can. And the people around me were like, dude, maybe you can. Then I started doing comedy. had some stages where I died, had some stages where I killed, you know. But I think there was a point where I really had to chill with myself and really ask myself like honest questions to say, okay, are you really good at this? You know, like when you are chilling with like alone, do you see yourself kind of like doing it at a level where you will travel nowhere, where you're doing OnlyFans, where your Lois so-callers are doing it, right? And the truth for me at that time was like, I'm not that funny, you know, and I needed to accept that. You know, it took a lot of balls for me to really leave, but honestly, I'm just really grateful because it was at a time where I was surrounded by people like your Chikel Joyce, dog. Those people, like, they were really good. You know, like every joke that they wrote, it kind of like mattered.
For sure.
You know, like, luckily for me at that time, I just made friends with people who made it feel okay to just be an organizer. You know, you don't have to be the comedian.
For sure.
Just organize shows. I started doing that quite a lot, just organizing and getting off stage a little bit, bit by bit. But yeah, the reason why I left comedy was because I realized that I really cannot do it at a level where, you know, like it can push me or it can help me maintain like a lifestyle that I see for myself in the future.
Sure.
Like I don't see myself growing beyond, beyond where I was at that point. Yeah, so yeah, that's why.
That's a dope answer. And I guess whoever's listening to this or watching it can also take something from that as well.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, take calls and fun. Accept that you're not good enough. It does, in fact, because now everybody's looking and you're thinking, what is my own job?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, but hey, Jack, if we can look at that camera and you're still calling it up. Remember to tell them to subscribe to.
Alright, cool. Hi guys, my name is Thabo Tsolo and I am the co-founder and CEO of SpaceSalad Studios. You can find us on SpaceSalad ZA on all social media platforms, including YouTube, where you shoot funny skits, and make sure you follow TMC Podcast to get more insights and more gems that can help you in your career. Thank you so much.
Now, yes. So we're shooting this all the way from Computer and Business Park, right? The studios, like Madonna Studios. So if you're interested in doing a podcast at the level at which we're doing it, like you can see, like vehicles, clean, sound, nice, people, vibes. So hit them up. I've got the contacts on the screen. So it's Black Madonna Studios. Peace out.
Gotta pay the bills.
And you gotta pay the bills.
That's it.
Are you sure?
It's Chai now. Yeah, it's Trolls now, but like that was our first competition. It'll be in the microwave. I'll be there. Hey, why these? I feel like these are fixed. Like, I saw your email. I thought my assistant had responded. There's so many opportunities, so many jobs that you can fill. Obviously, you know what you're good at and you know what you want. If I die, I die. And you're gonna die anyway. That's the only thing that's guaranteed in life is death.